It is my privilege to welcome you to this special event hosted by the CABC and with the support of the ASEAN Secretariat. Today marks a significant milestone as we gather to celebrate the accreditation of the CABC as an entity associated with ASEAN. This recognition is a testament to both the remarkable growth of the Canada-ASEAN relationship and the important role of the private sector in this relationship. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Mr. Wayne Farmer, President of the CABC, to deliver his remarks.
Thanks, Nikki. Good morning, everyone. Dr. Kao Kim Horn, Secretary General of ASEAN, Ambassador Vicky Singh Ming, Canada's Ambassador to ASEAN, the permanent representatives of the ASEAN member states, including Lao Permanent Representative to ASEAN, Mr. Puvan That Duangchak, will be making remarks, and ASEAN BOC Chair, Mr. Udet Suganavong, also from Lao PDR, will also be making some remarks. ASEAN BOC Indonesia Alternative Chair, Pakdino Vega, CABC members and partners and other distinguished guests, including Minister Santiago Luna, who's been a longtime friend of the CABC. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again and thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Wayne Farmer, President of the Canada-ASEAN Business Council. The CABC is delighted to be here at the ASEAN Secretariat to commemorate the CABC's new status as an ASEAN accredited entity. First of all, the CABC and its members greatly thank the ASEAN Secretariat and the 10 ASEAN member states for this recognition. It is an honor and a privilege to receive this accreditation, which underscores the CABC's role and ongoing commitments to strengthening economic ties between Canada and ASEAN. A big thank you also to Minister Mary Ng's office and the team at Global Affairs Canada and their ongoing support and partnership for the CABC and their focus on the ASEAN region that has been crucial to the CABC in achieving this milestone. A particular thank you to Ambassador Singh Ming and her team here in ASEAN as well for her ongoing partnership. Since 2012, the CABC has been the leading voice of the Canadian private sector in ASEAN. The mission of the CABC is to increase trade and investment between Canada and ASEAN for mutual prosperity and long-term growth. We've seen these efforts continue to bear fruit with ever-increasing visits of companies in both directions between Canada and ASEAN, provincial and federal initiatives here in ASEAN from Canada, the increasing presence of Canadian companies and government agencies in the region to support them, the federal government's Indo-Pacific strategy centered on ASEAN, and the ongoing Team Canada trade missions that have been occurring over the course of this year. I would like to highlight the new Indo-Pacific Trade Office based here in Jakarta and led by Mr. Paul Fapel, who's here today, and also the new Indo-Pacific Agriculture and Agribusiness Office based in Manila led by Ms. Deirdre Kelly, whom many know as a former ambassador to ASEAN for Canada. Both of these are very strong appointments and a huge resource to promoting business ties between the regions. A brief update on the CABC and our recent activities. Currently, the CABC is at its largest membership base yet, at over 80 members, predominantly Canadian medium to large size corporations from a diverse range of sectors, from financial services, pensions, energy, clean tech, agri-food, other technology and digital e-commerce, and many more industries. In addition to our 80 members, we have over 12,000 registered individuals and companies on our that receive our various social media newsletters, attend our events, and it's a great sign of how broad our reach is, notwithstanding our 80 members. This has grown tremendously in the last few years, and I think that mirrors the interest of the Canadian private sector and what's happening in this region and an interest in taking advantage of the business opportunities here. In addition to the already established CABC Agriculture and Agri-Food Committee, the CABC is establishing a nuclear energy working group. This is to facilitate knowledge sharing and to leverage Canadian capabilities to provide ASEAN eventually with one of the cleanest forms of energy into its mix in order to significantly advance the energy transition timeline. To further support ASEAN in achieving its net zero goal, the CABC is currently planning the first Canada-ASEAN Energy Transition Summit, which will be held in late November and will serve as a landmark initiative to advance the Canada-ASEAN Energy Transition Partnership. Just 3 weeks ago, the CABC participated in and supported the Government of Canada's Team Canada trade mission to Malaysia and Vietnam, led by Minister Mary Ng, and attended by over 250 business executives from Canada. A big congratulations to Minister Ng, the TCTM organizers at Global Affairs Canada, and the broader Global Affairs team for a very impactful trade mission. Alongside the Team Canada program in Malaysia and Vietnam, the CABC led a CABC members-only program with approximately 30 members attending to deepen relations with government and business stakeholders in those countries, particularly in areas of mutual collaboration such as investment, sustainability, energy transition, agriculture, agri-tech, and education. The CBC led a series of multi-stakeholder roundtables and meetings and site visits, including with various government ministries and private sector leaders, which also included the ASEAN Business Advisory Council chairs and their members in both Malaysia and Vietnam. With the CABC's priority of advancing the Canada-ASEAN Free Trade Agreement, the CABC also met with the chief negotiators of both Malaysia and Vietnam on the Canada-ASEAN FTA to discuss opportunities and convey private sector support for the negotiations. The CABC has also had recent updates from the Canadian side, from Canada's trade negotiating team, from Jay Allen and Alicia Somerville on the ASEAN agreement, and they're very upbeat on the progress that's been happening and look forward to the next round of discussions to be held, I believe, in Canada next. Similarly, we recently spoke with Aaron Fowler, the Canada-Indonesia CEPA lead negotiator on his team, who also expressed great enthusiasm on the recent round of discussions on the Indonesia bilateral, and looks forward to hosting the Indonesian team in Ottawa this June. And I believe TB, our executive director in Canada, is also working to host the collective group in Ottawa when they're there as well. Looking forward, the CABC is greatly excited to support Minister Ng, the TCTM team, and Global Affairs Canada on the next Team Canada trade missions to Indonesia and the Philippines, which are scheduled for early December. I'd like to mention, while I'm here, a special mention, thank you to ASEAN BAC Indonesia Kadin for their tremendous ongoing partnership with the CABC. We had an opportunity to meet with Kadin yesterday and several Indonesian stakeholders for a very strong discussion and roundtable on both food security and energy transition, two topics of shared interest and priority. And we certainly look forward to more engagements and collaboration in the years to come with Kadin and also all the rest of the ASEAN BAC parties from the other states. Across the Pacific, the CABC Canada office is expanding its presence and activities and hosting visiting delegations from various ASEAN member states, many of which are already in the works. Aside from our office in Montreal, the CABC also has two new representative offices in Calgary and Toronto. And the CABC will be also launching a new SME-focused initiative, a group of companies that forms the backbone of both ASEAN and Canadian economies, more of which you'll be hearing about very soon. Last February, the CABC held a breakfast roundtable in Ottawa with the ASEAN Diplomatic Corps, followed by a reception to celebrate the launch of the Canada-ASEAN Interparliamentary Friendship Group, which now has over 50 senator and members of parliament as members. The Friendship Group was established with the goal of forging deeper diplomatic relations and enhanced regulatory cooperation with ASEAN for the exchange of ideas and knowledge sharing. And I think it's fantastic to see the strong bipartisan support from Canada's parliamentarians for the Canada-ASEAN initiative and discussions we're having. And we held that at the newly renovated Senate chambers, which was a fantastic place to have such an event. Very, very well done on the renovation. In June, I'll be going on a CABC Canada roadshow covering many major cities across Canada to continue to raise awareness on the immense potential of ASEAN to the Canada business community. And going forward with the CABC's new ASEAN accredited entity status, the CABC looks forward to leveraging this official recognition to continue deepening ASEAN-Canada's strategic partnership and advancing collaboration in trade and investment opportunities to benefit businesses and society in both regions. As always, the CABC is open to working together on projects, dialogues, or initiatives of importance to ASEAN, its member states, and Canada. And I'd encourage everyone here to connect with our Executive Director, Ms. Nikki Lund, who's based in Singapore, or Ms. T.B. Wynn in Montreal, or Executive Director for Canada, on myself on any matters that you'd like to discuss, or events or things you'd like to potentially work with us on. We look forward to hearing more about ASEAN's priorities from PDR, their vision and plans for the rest of the year. And with that, I think I will hand it over now to Dr. Kao Kim Horn, Secretary General of ASEAN, for his remarks. And thank you again, everyone, for being here this morning.
Excellency Wiki Singman, Ambassador of Canada to ASEAN, Mr. Wayne Palmer, President of the Canada-ASEAN Business Council, CABC, Mr. Dave Sawanawong, Chairman of the ASEAN Business Advice Council, my dear distinguished ambassadors, PRs of the ASEAN member states, Chairman Bo, especially our dear friend, Minister Santiago Uno, which was met recently in Laos during the meeting of the ASEAN tourism ministers. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, of course I've known a lot of friends here. Excellency, good morning. I will start by extending my warm welcome to all of you to the ASEAN headquarters for this momentous occasion. Today, we celebrate a significant milestone on the official accreditation of the Canada-ASEAN Business Council, CABC, as an entity associated with ASEAN. As some of you already know, that to be able to have this affiliation as an entity, it takes a lot of time and a lot of efforts. And probably the experience of CABC, you probably know this already. Of course, you have to be congratulated. This is a historical achievement, and I extend my warmest congratulations to the CABC for their dedication to the fostering stronger economic and business ties between our two regions. The CABC has been a key player in facilitating trade and investment flows, and its official recognition by ASEAN marks a new chapter in our collaborative journey. The CABC's accreditation signifies a renewed commitment to building a prosperous and sustainable future for both ASEAN and Canada amidst this highly uncertain and fragile global economy. Of course, certainly, we know that what's happening around the world now. As you're all aware, geopolitical tensions, the war in Ukraine, and of course the crisis in the Middle East continue to be prevalent, and of course the recessionary risk exists in major economies, and economic prospects in many countries are uncertain. The world is also undergoing a period of immense changes and transformation. Climate change, digital transformation, and of course the quest for sustainable growth define our times. ASEAN region of over 607 million people and a combined GDP of $3.3 trillion is at the forefront of these transformations. The current situation demands extraordinary approaches and creative leadership, along with a significant emphasis on collaboration at all levels. This includes cooperation between countries, businesses, and even individuals. To achieve this, the CABC has a crucial role in fostering business linkages and ultimately strengthening economic ties and propelling the growth of our economies. I hope the CABC will help contribute to the enhancement of the ASEAN-Canada strategic partnership as well. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, this accreditation is not just a symbolic gesture of trust and confidence by the ASEAN community, but it represents, and of course also presents, a new strategic opportunity to further propel ASEAN-Canada economic engagement. Let us therefore seize this momentum to achieve three objectives as follows. First, there is a need to foster our region's trade resilience and diversification, including by expanding trade and investment relations between ASEAN and Canada. Currently, two-way trade between ASEAN and Canada has been growing steadily from $16.2 billion in 2020 to $18.9 billion in 2021, and of course to $23.1 billion in 2022. While FDI from Canada has also been growing positively, from $3.1 billion in 2021 to $3.6 billion in 2022. This is our data. Certainly, of course, I'm confident that the ASEAN-Canada Free Trade Agreement ASEAN will significantly increase our trade levels by making it cheaper and easier for business on both sides to import and export goods. We need the Council support to advocate for a swift negotiation and conclusion of ASEAN, while also consolidating the inputs from industries and facilitate discussion with member companies to identify key priorities for the agreement and ensuring it addresses real-world challenges. Second, I'm thrilled to share with you that ASEAN has embarked on a groundbreaking journey to unleash, and I want to share with you that to unleash a major digital potential for the start of the negotiations of the Digital Economy Framework Agreement, DIFA. DIFA has the power to unlock a hidden treasure trove of economic opportunity for ASEAN to the value of up to $2 trillion by 2030. With careful planning and collaboration, DIFA can really transform ASEAN into a vibrant and dynamic hub of digital innovation where businesses flourish, economies prosper, and everyone has an opportunity to thrive and benefit. However, challenges remain in bridging the digital divide and creating a skilled workforce. The CABC and ASEAN can forge powerful partnerships to transform and prepare for a digital future by focusing on several key areas. I want to highlight those several key areas. One, of course, leveraging on the CABC's network to attract Canadian investment in digital infrastructure projects across ASEAN, including high-speed internet access, particularly in rural and certainly in the underdeveloped areas. Two, developing public-private sector joint training programs focusing on digital literacy, coding, and cybersecurity skills to prepare ASEAN's workforce for a digital age. And three, acting as a platform for Canadian technology companies to showcase and share innovative digital solutions with businesses and governments in ASEAN. This can encompass areas such as cloud computing solutions and cybersecurity tools, which are crucial for bridging the digital divide in our region. Third, as a region is actually vulnerable to the various impacts of climate change. Additionally, climate action is also crucial to maintaining ASEAN economic growth. An analysis by Boston Consulting Group, BCG, highlighted that pursuing a carbon neutral future holds the potential to create a value add of between $3 to $5.3 trillion to ASEAN GDP by 2050. This also can attract $3.7 to $6.7 trillion for green investment, and would also generate between 49 to 66 million additional jobs in ASEAN. I think this is really enormous potential, and where hopefully the Canadian companies can also take advantage of this opportunity as well. Recognizing this challenging opportunity, ASEAN is fully committed to a sustainable future and have launched the ASEAN strategy for carbon neutrality to provide investors with great clarity and confidence in the region's green future. Through the strategy, ASEAN aims to deliver 4 outcomes, namely development of green industries, interoperability within ASEAN, globally credible standards, and development of green capabilities. Ultimately, the strategy offers great opportunities for Canadian businesses that are at the forefront of driving the green transition, from renewable energy solutions to cutting-edge energy efficiency, waste management, and water conservation technologies for the ASEAN's benefits, as well as for the benefits of the Canadian investor companies. Canada's significant experience and expertise in green technology will position itself as a valuable partner in ASEAN's journey to a sustainable, low-carbon economy. Ladies and gentlemen, through close collaboration and a shared vision, we can truly unlock the full potential of our economic partnership, fostering inclusive growth, create more jobs, and enhancing the well-being of our people. Finally, I wish to underline that I have the confidence that the CABC will continue to play a pivotal role in achieving our shared goals. Once again, congratulations on this well-deserved accreditation, and I look forward to further cooperating with the business community of Canada in order to enhance and strengthen overall ASEAN-Canada relations, and at the same time strengthening the ASEAN-Canada strategic partnership. Thank you, and a good morning to all.
Now please join me in welcoming Her Excellency Ambassador Vicky Singmin, Canada's Ambassador to ASEAN.
Morning, everyone. A very good morning to all of you here in the room who are from Indonesia and from across our ASEAN member states and have traveled to be with us today for this wonderful occasion. Excellency Dr. Kau Kim Horn, Secretary General of ASEAN, Excellency Sandiaga Uno, Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy, the Republic of Indonesia. We're joined by our wonderful CPR colleagues. Shout out, of course, to Ambassador Bo, our chair, and to Ambassador Lee Chu, who is Canada's country coordinator, Mr. Uday Suganavong, President of the Lao National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and of course, this year's ASEAN Chair of the ASEAN Business Advisory Council, and Pak Bernardino Vega, the Vice Chair of the Indonesia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, heading. So I'm delighted to be here. My comments may be a little bit similar to Wayne, but I do want to recognize that we're joined by what I call our Team Canada. So of course Wayne is here and Nikki is here from CABC, but we're also joined by Paul Toppel, who you know as Canada's new Indo-Pacific trade representative. But Paul is also our former ASEAN senior official as well. So we're delighted that Paul is here, based in Jakarta. And of course, he was appointed by the Prime Minister to ensure the strong implementation of the Indo-Pacific strategy and the trade elements there. And of course, we're joined by Deidre Kelly. Deidre is the new Executive Director of Canada's Indo-Pacific Agriculture and Agri-Food Office, but she is also my predecessor. So you have a Team Canada here, colleagues from the ASEAN mission is here, and so we have new individuals who are in leadership positions who have a very strong understanding of ASEAN and the ASEAN-Canada relationship. So I think this is a really positive time for us to be here in this relationship. And our delegation reflects the priority that we're placing on that relationship between ASEAN and Canada. And we'll start to see more colleagues come into the region as well. And all of those colleagues will be committed to do more work with ASEAN and in ASEAN. And this is really key for our relationship to be able to grow. So I must thank, of course, CABC and the ASEAN Secretariat for coming together today to be able to organize this event and to take a moment to celebrate what we're achieving here today. It's really exciting. We're seeing the partnership grow. We see this between ASEAN and Canada. Others have mentioned that we established a strategic partnership just back in September, and we're seeing more and more milestones being reached. And the accreditation is critical. It's a recognition that there are growing trade ties between ASEAN and Canada. And ASEAN is Canada's fourth largest trading partner. Nearly 39 billion of bilateral merchandise trade in the last year, and this is very much due to those strong private sector linkages. So it's no surprise that the negotiations of the ASEAN-Canada FTA are a priority, and those negotiations are moving ahead well, and we look forward to that being concluded substantively. As we look at the opportunities that are before us, we look at the challenges that are around the world. Whether it's around food security or energy transition or digital transformation. These are all issues that have been mentioned earlier. Climate change. It's very important that the private sector are part of those solutions, and that's why the accreditation really is so valuable. It means that our businesses are going to be well represented and increasingly heard as we look to implement our strategic partnership and work towards addressing these common goals and achieving these common goals. CABC, of course, has been a longtime partner of the Government of Canada, and we're really grateful for all the work that you've been doing in recent years around promoting trade and facilitating partnerships. And this is a moment to really recognize the leadership that we've seen of both Wayne and Nikki here. They've been extremely active in the role that they play in the region to be able to solidify our trade and commercial ties. So I just want to take a couple minutes to just speak to some of these things. This is your moment today, I feel. This is part of our relationship, but really to give a shout out to CABC. So of course we have the ASEAN Economic Ministers meeting every year with Canada, and CABC is part of our delegation there. And they play a critical role in terms of sharing their perspectives and the recommendations of the private sector and sharing that with our ministers. CABC has also run their Business Leader Series as well. And this is critical, bringing people together across the region, different stakeholders, to have those discussions and to look at collaboration on priority trade sectors. There's been so many events to have an exchange on topics of mutual interest, and it was back in, I think it was February of last year, CABC put together the Canada-ASEAN Business and Investment Forum. It was held in Jakarta, and it pulled together almost 300 high-level government and business leaders. And of course, all the advocacy work that you do to help promote the ASEAN-Canada FTA has not gone unnoticed. And so this accreditation that we're celebrating here today, that we're marking, is a testament to CABC's dedication to promoting trade, investment, and business partnerships between Canada and ASEAN. And of course, when we look at the bigger picture, the decision to accredit CABC as an ASEAN entity is very much in line with how Canada's relationship with ASEAN is growing. Through our strategic partnership, backed by Canada's Indo-Pacific strategy, we're increasing our engagements with ASEAN on multiple fronts, and notably in trade. Wayne, you touched on some of these before, but just to emphasize the concrete results that are coming as a result of the Indo-Pacific strategy and as a result of our strategic partnership. So we have Export Development Canada here in Jakarta now. They opened their office in last September, and they'll continue to expand their footprint later this year into Vietnam and into the Philippines as well. Our Team Canada trade missions, when you spoke about these, and we also, both Paul and Deidre were able to participate in those. These just took place in Malaysia and Vietnam in March, and it brought together the largest Canadian business delegation to the region for a number of years. And so we'll see more trade missions to come, of course, to Indonesia. We're super excited that will happen later in the year, and of course to the Philippines as well. And then we opened our Indo-Pacific Agriculture and Agri-Food offices as well. And these are just some of those examples that you're seeing about the work that Canada is doing to be able to bridge our business communities. And so we very much look forward to continuing to work with the CABC and of course with ASEAN as well to be able to grow those relationships. So big congratulations to CABC. We're very happy to be able to share this moment with you, to be able to support you. It's a critical part of our relationship with ASEAN, and we look forward to continuing the cooperation. Thanks.
Before we proceed with the rest of the program, I'd like to invite Excellency Secretary General Dr. Kalkenhorn as well as Wayne Farman back onto the stage for an official photo. The next photo, we will invite the permanent representatives of Brunei, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, the Philippines, as well as Minister Sandy for the next photo. Thank you. May I now invite the permanent representatives of Brunei, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, the Philippines, as well as Minister Sandy to join the next photo. wave, an ASEAN handshake. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Please take your seat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Excellency Dr. Cao Kim Hoon, Secretary of ASEAN Authority left, Excellencies San Diego Uno, Minister of Tourism and Economic Creativities, Excellencies, my fellow permanent representative to ASEAN, Excellency Vicky Singmin, Ambassador of the Canada and ASEAN to ASEAN, Excellency Mr. Wayne Farmer, President of the Canada and ASEAN Business Council, Excellency Mr. Uday Suwarnawong, current Chair of ABEC, President of the Lao National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor to be invited to this important CABC ASEAN Secretariat event to commemorate CABC News ASEAN accredited entity status. Congratulations to CABC. I am pleased to brief the meeting on priority of the Lao PTR ASEAN Championship 2024, which will focus on two important components, namely enhancing connectivity and enhancing resilience through intensifying ASEAN cooperation under the three community pillars, promoting infrastructure connectivity, narrowing development gap, promoting greater economic integration and people-to-people exchange, and further strengthening ASEAN relations with external partners while maintaining ASEAN relevance and ASEAN centrality in the evolving regional architecture. Under enhancing connectivity, we are promoting four possible priority areas, namely integrating and connecting economies, forging an inclusive and sustainable future, transforming for the digital future. This is a three strategic thrust under the ASEAN economic community pillars. Culture and art, promoting the role of ASEAN culture and the art for inclusion and sustainability. Under the enhancing resilience, we are working on the five possible priority areas. One is the development of strategic plan to implement the ASEAN Community Vision 2045, enhancing ASEAN centrality, promoting environmental cooperation, climate change, resilience, women and children, promoting the role of women and children through the transformation of behaviorism in ASEAN, and transforming ASEAN health development resilience in the new context. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, under the ASEAN economic pillar, there are three strategic thrusts I mentioned earlier. Under enhancing connectivity, together we have 14 priority economic deliverables, in short is PED. Please allow me to brief the related PED one by one as follows. PED 1, adopt the ASEAN Declaration on Enhancing Supply Chain Connectivity. This declaration will provide the foundation for strengthening ASEAN cross-border supply chains, which are vital for our region economic growth and resilience. PED 2, complete the review on the ASEAN Framework Agreement on the intellectual property cooperation with the view to upgrading the agreement. This PED is to enhance ASEAN cooperation on intellectual property through an upgrade framework agreement. It would set the foundation for promoting innovation and promoting intellectual property rights across ASEAN for decades to come. PED 3, substantial conclusion of the upgrade ASEAN-China Free Trade Area 3.0. The upgrade trade agreement will further strengthen links with ASEAN's largest single trading partners. PED 4, achieve entry into force of the second protocol to amend the agreement establishing the ASEAN-Australia-New Zealand Free Trade Area, or in short, the ANZFTA. This PED would formalize the entry into force of the upgrade ANZFTA, which set the standard for broad and deep economic integration with Australia and New Zealand. PED 5, endorse reframe strategy for narrowing development gap and promoting sustainable and inclusive economic growth in ASEAN region. This PED will establish a clear strategy to reduce development gap between ASEAN member states. It aims to set the tone for a new era for inclusive economic development across ASEAN. PED 6 adopt the ASEAN guideline for crop burning reduction. This PED will support ASEAN effort to reduce crop burning while advancing the regional strategy for carbon neutrality. PED 7 adopt the ASEAN Action Plan on Sustainable Agriculture. This PED will enhance the resilience of ASEAN agricultural sector and contribute to our region food security through promotion of better farming technique and practice. PED 8 achieved substantive progress in finalizing the successor agreement on the ASEAN Power Grid and multilateral power trade in the region. This PED will set the standard for ASEAN next phase of energy connectivity and market integration to strengthen energy security, accessibility, affordability, and sustainability. PED 9 adopt ASEAN ecotourism standard. This PED will deliver common ecotourism standard with the focus on accommodation. PED 10 enhancing policy dialogue address financing gap and strengthen financial inclusion among MSMEs. This PED will address challenges in access to finance, financial literacy, and inclusion for MSME, which account for over 97% of ASEAN business. PED 11 complete the study on the new generation of ASEAN single windows. This study will set a new vision for an even more open, inclusive, interoperable, and secure ASEAN single window platform, which has been the engine for paperless trade in ASEAN for more than a decade. PED 12 adopt the roadmap on digital trade standard in ASEAN. This PED will establish the path for common technical and legal standards which are critical to the digital transformation agenda of ASEAN and emerging as a leading digital economy. PED 13 established ASEAN online education platform for Industry 4.0. The platform aims to upskill and reskill the ASEAN workforce through specialized courses to support the growth of Industry 4.0. And last one, PED 14, adopt an implementation roadmap to establish regionally comparable and recognized unique business identification number (UBIN) in ASEAN. The PED will set a common standard for business ID across ASEAN, supporting opportunities such as cross-border finance. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, for the first quarter, under the ASEAN Economic Community Pillar, three high-level meetings have been convened in the LAPDR, namely the first Senior Economic Official meeting, the 45th High-Level Task Force on Economic Integration, the 30th ASEAN Economic Minister meeting that's been held in Vientiane. For the remaining of the year, we plan to host another three high-level meetings, namely Senior Economic Official meeting and related meeting in July, the 46th High-Level Task Force on Economic Integration in August, the 56th ASEAN Economic Minister meeting and related meeting in September. Regarding the ASEAN Business and Investment Summit, which will be hosting in the LAPDR back-to-back with the ASEAN Summit in October 2024, we encourage the ACBC and relevant sector to participate in this important event and visit LAPDR 2024. For the detail, Excellency Mr. Udet Suwandarong will elaborate more. As the chair of the Committee of Permanent Relationship to ASEAN, we will continue working closely with all ASEAN member states, external partners in Jakarta, including Canada and ASEAN Secretariat, to implement those above-mentioned priority and 14 PED in order to make ASEAN a more connected and resilient community. In this connection, I would like to encourage both ASEAN and Canada, especially their business sector, to further strengthen ASEAN-Canada strategic partnership into a new height. I consider that the forthcoming ASEAN-Canada Free Trade Agreement will represent a significant step forward in strengthening economic ties. As negotiations progress, and it is expected to conclude by 2025, this agreement holds the potential to unlock a wealth of opportunity for Canadian investors across various sectors. There will be ample opportunity for Canadian companies in telecommunication, water and road development, energy, sea, agriculture, and digital economy, and so on. Last but not least, I believe that ASEAN Business Advisory Council and Canada-ASEAN Business Council (CABC) will continue to navigate and explore both side opportunity to make more tangible cooperation. I thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador. The CABC looks forward to channeling private sector input and support to your chairmanship. Turning to the private sector leaders in the room, a partner that CABC has been fortunate to be able to count on over the years is the ASEAN Business Advisory Council, ASEAN-BAC. Please join me in welcoming ASEAN-BAC Chair, Ms. Odette Silvanavong, to share his vision on private sector engagement this year.
Excellency Sandiaga Uno, Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy, Indonesia, Mr. Wayne Farmer, Canada-ASEAN Business Council President, Excellency Vicky Sing-Ming, Canada Ambassador to ASEAN, Delegate, Excellency Permanent Representative of Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei Darussalam, my friend Papi Norega, ASEAN-BAC Indonesia, and delegates from CABC and all business representatives in the room today. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning to everyone. On behalf of the ASEAN Business Advisory Council, it is a great privilege for me to extend a heartfelt congratulations to Canada-ASEAN Business Council new accreditation as an entity associated with ASEAN. As many are likely aware, CABC holds a prominent position as an active member with the ASEAN-BAC Business Council platform. This accreditation stands as a testament to unwavering dedication and merit to CABC. Congratulations again, President Wayne. As we celebrate this momentous achievement of the Canada-ASEAN Business Council, it underscores the broader significance of ASEAN role and impact in the region. ASEAN has emerged as one of the most viable and successful regional organizations. It is a key regional actor through the strategic concept of ASEAN centrality. Since its creation in 1967, ASEAN has demonstrated strong commitment in promoting regional integration, maintaining stability, and achieving significant strides in economic development and political advancement. Fueled by political stability, regional integration, and rapid expansion in the middle class, ASEAN offers immense business opportunity along with a relatively stable investment environment, a young workforce. As the world order continues to shift rapidly amid increasing geopolitical tension, ASEAN centrality has gained greater momentum and prominence these days. The trade and investment between ASEAN and Canada has been notably robust, with trade volume increasing up to $40 billion and Canadian inflows surpassing $30 billion in 2022. I think the Secretary General has gone high before as well. Canada holds a significant position as one of ASEAN dialogue partners, and ongoing preparations are on the way to establish the ASEAN-Canada Free Trade Area to be effective in 2025, which will facilitate trade and bring more business opportunity between the region and Canada. Now, BD assumed the ASEAN chairmanship this year, signaling a pivotal leadership role in advancing ASEAN economic community under the team ASEAN Enhancing Connectivity and Resilience. Ambassador Bob has already elaborated the task and the deliverable that will need to be implemented this year. I will not refrain it. The ASEAN Business Advisory Council, under the Laos chairmanship, will pursue its commitment to consolidate ASEAN place as a epicenter of growth, while also ensuring that its growth is inclusive sustainable and resilience in the face of emerging global challenges. ASEAN Back work is informed by a deep understanding of the region's diverse economy, its vibrant business community, and the hope and aspiration of its people. ASEAN Bank is strategically orienting its policies to underscore the pivotal role of micro, small, and medium enterprise (MSMEs), the need for a shift toward a green economy, and the power of technological innovation in accelerating our regional economic integration is really reflected. The importance of food security in our geopolitical landscape and the necessity to safeguard against health threat, ensuring resilience in the face of transmissive and non-transmissive disease is very important. The recent pandemic has shown up how important it is. The ASEAN Bank now PDR chairmanship will pursue the policy initiated previously by the Council with the strong emphasis of economic connectivity and resilience. Now, PDR's ASEAN Bank chairmanship priority are, we have 6 priorities, which 5 is a continuation of the priority that has been set up in the Indonesian chairmanship. First one is the digital transformation. Digital transformation can boost ASEAN growth and power MSMEs and encourage responsible ethical tech use. The second is the sustainable development. Equitable access to clean energy, financial incentive, and renewable are the key for net zero in Southeast Asia. The third priority is the health resilience. Prioritize on one ASEAN healthcare market, BTD and R&D manufacturing, and de-risking private sector investment in healthcare. 4, in the food security, strengthen food security, promote sustainable production, enhance information system, and identify nutrition and nursing agricultural mechanism for ASEAN food system. The 5th priority is trade and investment facilitation, address intra-regional trade disparity and reducing non-tariff barrier, balancing trade with partners and exploring free trade agreement upgrade. And the 6th is connectivity and supply chain, to support and integrate ASEAN community building process and transforming from land to sea, to land to sea link connectivity hubs of countries. ASEAN Bank legacy projects are centered around ASEAN connectivity. The connectivity agenda under the large chairmanship will be to ensure regional connectivity, focusing on aligning the global connectivity agenda, facilitating connection between ASEAN and the Indo-Pacific, and between China through the Belt and Road Initiative, by promoting infrastructure projects that align with both initiatives, such as upgrading trans-ASEAN railways, developing road, maritime air transport, and developing logistic hubs. The PDR Legacy Project 2024 is ASEAN Plus Supply Chain Connectivity, which address the connectivity agenda. We integrate and consolidate the objective and work activity of ASEAN Back legacy projects. We have many legacy projects that are very integrated for the connection, not only in infrastructure but in many fields. Promote development along ASEAN economic corridor and reaching new market and supply chain integration by enhancing connectivity and supply chain integration. New markets are Middle East, the Asia region, which is very growing up in terms of economy. We hope that ASEAN Bank and CABC can identify commercial focal points with our respective priority area and establish the collaborative avenues wherein CABC can align its effort with those of ASEAN Bank across our initiative and legacy project, reciprocally fostering mutual collaboration and synergy. I was in London just 2 weeks ago, and we already decided with the UK to have our ASEAN Bank and UK BC legacy project. I hope that we will have also one ASEAN Bank and CABC legacy project, so we can work together. Lastly, ASEAN Bank will be organizing the ASEAN Business Investment Summit, ASEAN Peace, back to the ASEAN Summit on 8 to 9 or 9 to 10 October 2024 in Vietnam. The ASEAN Business Investment Summit will bring world leaders, CEOs and senior executives from multinational and regional corporations to discuss and reflect the theme of ASEAN, enhancing connectivity and resilience. Several side events are planned to be organized. The most important events are, and those side events not only during the October meeting at TGC Summit, but also during the ASEAN Economic Ministers meeting in September. We will decide today or tomorrow with ASEAN Secretariat. So it will be the ASEAN Investment Forum, focusing on sustainable development, the ASEAN Connectivity and Supply Chain Forum, the ASEAN Digital Forum, the ASEAN Business Award, the ASEAN Women Entrepreneur Forum, and the ASEAN Young Entrepreneur Carnival. I would like to take this opportunity to invite CBC members and partners to join those events in Vietnam. And ASEAN BAC, Laos, and also ASEAN BAC in general, Gadim, of course, is a very strong partners here. It's ready to work closely with ASEAN and external partners to ensure the success of the championship this year and the progress of the ASEAN 2024 and beyond, and for well-connected and resilient ASEAN. So, congratulations again, President Wayne, and thank you for your good attention.
Joining us in person today. The CABC looks forward to creating the first ASEAN BAC CABC Legacy Project, as well as attending the ASEAN BAC JBC meeting and the ABIS in the fall. Last year's Indonesia Chairmanship has provided many opportunities for Canada and the CABC to have meaningful dialogues with the ASEAN business community. As Wayne mentioned just yesterday, ASEAN BAC Indonesia, or CADIN, again hosted CABC for a roundtable on food security and energy transition. So with that, I am pleased to introduce our good friend, Pak Dino, Mr. Dino Vega, alternate chair of ASEAN BAC Indonesia.
Thank you, Nikki. Good morning, everyone. His Excellency Bapak Sandiaga Uno, Minister of Tourism and Creative Industries, Republic of Indonesia, and an old family friend. Selamat pagi, Pak. We are always impressed and proud of all your endeavors. You always leave a big footprint wherever you go. Also, I'd like to acknowledge Wayne, my President of the CABC, and of course, Her Excellency Ambassador Singmin, the representative ASEAN from Canada. Of course, my Excellencies, Ambassadors, Permanent Representatives from the ASEAN member states. I do recognize here Pak Dede Ahmad, my own ambassador. And of course, His Excellency Ambassador Bonifat Duchan, the Permanent Representative to Laos PDR to ASEAN. Of course, the Joy Quintana is also friend and colleague of mine, of ours. Also here, there's Her Excellency Dr. Noriza Wong, the permanent representative to ASEAN from Malaysia, and of course, Ambassador Ibu Latifah Zaini, the permanent representative from Brunei Darussalam to ASEAN. My friend, Chair of the ASEAN BAC 2024, Odette Sabarabong. Full disclosure, Pak Menteri, Odette and I, we are actually partners in golf, and we are going to play against Malaysia and Singapore on Saturday, Robert and Tansley Nasir. So every time we go to these meetings, ASEAN BAC, we always try to fit in the golf game everywhere we go, because we're not only ASEAN BAC colleagues, but we're also friends. I also like to acknowledge a few people from CADIN here. There's Pak Aldi Haryo Pratomo. If Tim Cook was here yesterday from Microsoft, this is the Indonesian version of Microsoft, the founder of GoPay, and he's the head legacy for our wiki entrepreneur. Aldi is spearheading the platform that allows SMEs various ASEAN countries to trade, buy and sell within this platform. He's also developing what we call the ChatGPT that can translate a Laotian trying to buy or sell product to a Indonesian in Bali. So they're one of our legacy project that we launched last year. And also there was Anna. Anna was here. She's actually head of the trade sector, and a few more. I think there's quite a few. And also Bumili from Kadin. She actually is the chair of our bilateral relations with Canada. But on behalf of ASEAN BAC, Indonesia, and of course Kadin, I'd like to also congratulate CABC to gain accreditation to ASEAN. And I know how challenging that bureaucracy is. We at ASEAN BAC also have the same experiences. Maybe we can take a page out of you, how we can actually better manage the bureaucracy in ASEAN Secretariat. But congratulations. I think today's ceremony marks an important milestone in CABC and Canada's first and only entity to be officially associated with ASEAN. Yesterday, in recognition of your achievement, we did have some discussions, and we touched upon two important issues. As you know, Canada is probably top 5 exporters of food products, behind EU, US, China, and they also hold a lot of technology that we could work together in collaboration among ASEAN member states. The other thing that we talked about is the energy transition, right? And what works and what doesn't work. It's obvious in ASEAN, whatever's introduced from other regions, like Europe, under JETB, some of them is honestly not workable, not a workable solution from the private sector. So we touched upon some of the other options and solutions with Canada. By name, we discussed, there's like 800-pound gorilla in the room nobody talks about, which is nuclear technology. And from the ASEAN BAC perspective, we strongly believe that is more and more part of the solution if we want to really hit seriously the energy transition issue. So we also had the pleasure or the experience of CABC over the past year, last year as our chairmanship. CABC has been very helpful and also showcased a strong delegation. Our experience in Indonesia, because we were lucky to host two very important multilateral platforms, G20 and ASEAN, both in rows, and both times we've connected with CABC. And as a reflection of the commitment, I'm pleased also to announce the signing of the MOU between CABC and ASEAN on the ASEAN Alliance for Carbon Market. That's one of our legacy projects. There are four major tropical rainforests in the world. There's the Amazon Basin, there's the Central African Congo, there's Borneo, and there's Papua, Indonesia. Two of the four largest tropical rainforests in the world is in ASEAN. Not only that, we have the largest coral triangle composition in the world, from the Philippines all the way down to the Indonesian archipelago. No other place in the world where you have the rainforest and the corals in one place. Amazon might have the rainforest, they don't have any corals. Congo juga gitu. They have the rainforest, no corals. Only in the ASEAN region we have the coral and the rainforest in the world, which makes ASEAN actually a superpower economy. And so this MOU on ASEAN Alliance on Carbon Market really sets the tone for us. And I think Indonesia feels that there's a mantra, and I think if you're not on the table, you're part of the menu, right? So the ASEAN Alliance on Carbon Market is very important for us because we don't want to set standards that are ASEAN-based. We want to start a certification that's ASEAN-based. And only in ASEAN, where you have the diversity of economy. In Africa, for example, you have rainforests, but they're all selling carbon. But in ASEAN, you have the rainforests of Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, Laos, who we're working together with now. But you also have Singapore, that has the capital market infrastructure to sell or to buy. So ASEAN is very, what we feel, the ASEAN is a superpower in climate change or climate. So today's ceremony is not just a document, it's a testament of our continued commitment and collaboration with CABC and ASEAN Bank Indonesia since our chairmanship last year and continue to end. I'm here for two things. I want to congratulate Wayne, of course, on his accreditation, CABC, but I'm here to also to support my good friend Odette. Last year, as we conclude our chairmanship, my chair, Pak Rashid, committed that Indonesia's Secretariat Infrastructure will be seconded to Laos to support Odette's team in Laos. So, in light of that, we've actually mobilized some of our cutting members to support Laos's agenda in this year's APIS. And then, as we reflect on our journey and our partnership and into this moment, we acknowledge the progress that we made. We also acknowledge that we have a lot of work to be done, and we also understand some of the dynamics of geopolitics. Earlier, the Secretary General was talking about DEFA, the Digital Economic Framework Agreement. I'm in the fintech business, and I can tell you that the industries change very rapidly. Okay? If governments negotiate in 2-3 years, by the time you guys sign, the business model has changed. Because the IT is migrated so quickly, and I can attest to it because I'm in the industry. But we move, we do what we can, and we do our best. And as we achieve our ASEAN goals, and I so thank you for all of you that are here today, continued success and prosperity for the ASEAN-Canada partnership. Thank you and good morning.
Now we will have the MOU signing. So may we now invite Wayne as well as Cardino back on stage for the signing, as well as ASEAN Back Chair Odette as our witness to the signing. Thank you, gentlemen. We have now reached the end of the program, and we'll open